Little town called Bethlehem, a baby was born on a night filled with stars. His name was Jesus, and though he came into the world in the humblest way, wrapped in simple cloth, lying in a manger, his life would shine brighter than any star in the sky. People didn't know it yet, but this child would grow to show the world what perfect love, true kindness, unwavering trust, and everlasting truth looked like. As Jesus grew, he lived in a small village called Nazareth. His hands learned the work of carpentry from Joseph, and his heart learned gentleness from his mother, Mary. Even as a boy, something about Jesus drew people in. He spoke with honesty and listened with patience. When other children argued, he helped them make peace. When someone felt left out, Jesus sat beside them with a smile that made them feel valued. One day, when Jesus was 12, he traveled with his family to Jerusalem. While others moved through the busy temple, Jesus sat among the teachers, listening carefully and asking questions full of wisdom. Those who heard him were amazed that such deep truth came from someone so young. Years passed quietly, and Jesus grew into a compassionate man. When the time came for him to begin his mission, he walked to the Jordan River, where John the Baptist was teaching about turning hearts back to God. Jesus stepped into the water, and as he was baptized, the heavens opened, and a voice said, "This is my beloved Son." From that moment, Jesus began to walk the roads of Israel, not as a carpenter alone, but as a teacher, a healer, and a guide sent to reveal God's love. Jesus traveled from village to village, and everywhere he went, people followed. Some were curious, some were hopeful, and some were hurting. Jesus welcomed them all. His love never depended on wealth, status, or perfection. He touched the sick with gentle hands, healed broken hearts with comforting words, and restored hope where it had almost died. He spoke of truth, not harsh truth meant to wound, but gentle truth meant to free. He told stories to help people understand God's heart. One day he said, "Love your neighbors, even your enemies," and people stared in surprise. But Jesus lived what he taught. When others walked past the hurting, Jesus stopped. When others judged, Jesus forgave. When others feared, Jesus trusted his Father completely. His kindness showed in quiet moments just as much as in miracles. A lonely woman drawing water at a well found that Jesus knew her pain, yet spoke to her with dignity. A man with leprosy, avoided by everyone, found that Jesus not only healed him, but touched him, something no one had dared to do for years. A blind beggar, calling out in hope, found that Jesus heard him above the noise and restored his sight. Jesus never rushed past anyone. He saw every person as precious. One day, thousands of people gathered to hear him teach on a hillside. They listened for hours, their hearts stirred, but their stomachs empty. Jesus looked at the crowd with compassion. A boy had only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, but Jesus accepted the small gift with gratitude. He blessed it, broke it, and miraculously turned a little into enough for everyone. In that moment, the crowd saw not only his power, but his kindness. He cared for their souls and their hunger. Jesus' life was filled with moments like these, moments where love met need, where truth met confusion, where trust in God overcame fear. Even when storms rose on the sea and his disciples panicked, Jesus stood calm and said, "Do not be afraid." With a word, the winds stilled and the waves softened. He taught them that trust in God brings peace, even in the fiercest storms. But not everyone welcomed his message. Some leaders felt threatened by his growing influence. They misunderstood his mission of love and plotted against him. Yet even knowing what awaited him, Jesus continued influence. They misunderstood his mission of love and plotted against him. Yet even knowing what awaited him, Jesus continued to teach, heal, and forgive. He trusted God fully, even when the path grew dark. On the night he was betrayed, Jesus shared a final meal with his closest friends. He spoke gently, telling them not to be troubled. "My peace I give to you," he said. Though he knew suffering was near, his heart remained filled with love. Jesus was arrested, judged unfairly, and sentenced to die on a cross. As he hung there, the sky darkened, and many hearts broke. Yet even in this moment, his love shone with unimaginable strength. He prayed for those who hurt him, saying, "Father, forgive them." His kindness did not fade even when his own life was slipping away. With his final breath, he completed the greatest act of love the world has ever known, laying down his life to bring forgiveness and hope to all people. But the story didn't end there. On the third day, the impossible happened. Jesus rose from the dead. Light returned to the world, brighter than ever. He appeared to his followers, speaking peace into their fear and joy into their sorrow. He told them to share his message of love, truth, trust, and kindness with the whole world. And so they did. And so we still do today. Jesus' life was not marked by riches, armies, or worldly power. His greatness came through compassion. His strength was shown in mercy. His truth brought freedom. His trust in God brought courage. And his love changed hearts then and continues to change hearts now. The life of Jesus is a story that crosses generations, touching everyone who hears it. It is the story of a man who walked humbly, loved deeply, forgave completely, and showed the world what it means to live with kindness and truth. And even now, his light continues to shine whenever a heart forgives, whenever a hand helps, whenever love triumphs over fear. For his life is not just a story from the past,